St. Paul, in his letter to Timothy, second letter, he wrote, "The time of my departure is near. I fought the good fight, I finished the race, I kept the faith." The time of my departure is near. He's writing this letter at the end of his life to his friend, Timothy. He's using this image. He's writing in Greek, and it's very interesting that the word he's using in Greek for departure means unleashing, unloosing, untying. So we could translate it, the time of my departure, the time of my unleashing is near. It's a beautiful image. It's like a ship. A ship is tied up by the pier. A ship is about to be unleashed, unloosed. It's meant to go out onto the open sea. You are going to untie of the ship and let the ship go forth. Ship is prepared for a journey. It's loaded with supplies. It's fixed up, it's prepared. The crew goes into it. The ship is not meant to stay tight by the pier. It's meant to be unloosed. It's meant to go out onto the open sea into a great adventure. So at the end of his life, St. Paul says he's ready for the real journey to begin. So now, friends, think of the whole of your life as a preparation for a new journey, for a real journey, which is the journey into the infinite love and mercy of God, into the life of heaven. So everything you have experienced here below, all your friends, all your friendships, all your accomplishments, even this weekend here in Luxembourg, all that happened to you, good and bad, think of it as the loading of the supplies onto the ship. And you could say at the end of your life, along with St. Paul, I am ready now for the real journey. I fought the good fight, finished the race. I kept the faith. St. Paul was a fighter. If you read any page of his letters, if you read the Acts of the Apostles in the New Testament, you're going to find a fighting spirit in this man. Even before his conversion, he was being an enemy of Christians, persecuting Christians. He was a fighter. After he met Jesus in the desert, what we can see in the Bible about his life, we hear about shipwreck, beatings, whippings, stonings, the abandonment of his friends, sleepless nights, death at the hands of the Romans. St. Paul, all his life fought. All his life fought. So this is the first lesson this morning. The spiritual life is always a fight. Not sometimes, not usually, always a fight. Why? Because you are walking the path of Christ. And more surely you are walking the path of Christ, the more surely they come out against you. So the question is how I can be sure I am walking the path of Christ. Well, St. Paul explains that there is signs of the action of the Spirit of Christ, of the Holy Spirit, in our life, within us. And if those signs are there, so the Holy Spirit is in you, you are walking the right path. Those signs are described in his letter to the Galatians. He said he called them the fruit of the Holy Spirit, and they are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control. We cannot see the Holy Spirit. We cannot touch the Holy Spirit. We cannot control the Holy Spirit, but we can perceive the consequences, the effects of the action of the Holy Spirit working within us. One of them, the first one, is love, according to St. Paul. It's not a surprise there, but we should keep in mind that he's not talking about emotions or feelings of love or sentiments. They are included, but it's deeper. It's an act of the will. To love is to will the good of the other. I want the good of the other, and I want to do something about it. Because the real Christian love has that practical dimension. For that, it implies getting out of ourselves, escaping from our ego in order to do something good for others. Could be a surprise to see that when we are doing this, getting out of our ego, we're not just helping others, but some of our problems, emotional problems, psychological problems, spiritual problems, some of them, many of them, will be fixed when we are not so focused on ourselves. This understanding of love changes your whole life. That's why some of you are considering, thinking of the volunteer trips. You know, it's not going places and having fun, it's helping others. That can change your whole life. Secondly, joy and peace. Again, St. Paul is not talking about superficial happiness. It's deeper than that. Some serenity, harmony, peace at the bottom of our soul. So deep, so profound, you can endure all the changes in your life. Can endure all the changes in your life. Even those who are painful, even those who are unexpected. And peace will remain. Whether you are healthy or sick, whether you are successful or not, rich or poor, peace will remain. Many people met Mother Teresa of Calcutta. Many people who met her commented on her joy and peace. She was a joyful person. We know by her personal letters that were made public after her death, she was going through many challenges, through personal difficulties. But still, underneath all that, there was joy and peace. The Holy Spirit is working there. We are on the right path. Patience. If your life is based on you, only on you, your projects, your plans, your needs. How will be your attitude toward people who are annoying, boring, blocking your way? Your reaction is impatience. Your reaction is, get out of my way. You are blocking what I want to achieve. On the contrary, if we allow the Spirit of God to work in, you will be seeing them as an opportunity to help, as an occasion to love. Even our own sufferings, if you are selfish, all you want are your projects, your plans, then your own physical sufferings, your pain, is something that is getting in the way. On the contrary, the patient person may say, maybe this suffering is itself an opportunity to grow in some spiritual way. John Paul II, in his writing on the meaning of suffering, on the plan of redemption, he said that suffering unleashes love in the human person, unleash love in the human person. When we see someone suffering, especially a loved one suffering, it forces us out of our selfishness and make us good Samaritans, crossing the road of indifference to help those in need. That's the first way suffering unleashes love. But there is a second way. It's in the sufferer, in the person who is suffering. Suffering makes us realize how much we need others and make us grateful to those helping us. So suffering can either make us bitter or better. Bitter or better, depending upon the degree to which we unite our personal sufferings to the cross of Jesus. Finally, fidelity could be translated as faithfulness, loyalty. When we are faithful to our commitments of love, we have the Holy Spirit. When there is faithfulness between a wife and husband, the Holy Spirit is helping there. When two who are dating, they are faithful, the Holy Spirit is working there. We are faithful to our commitments of love. Parents with children, children with parents, the Holy Spirit is helping there. When a priest is faithful, the Holy Spirit is there. When a religious sister is faithful, the Holy Spirit is helping there. That's why the lack of fidelity is a great crisis in today's society, because so many are not walking the path of Christ. Brothers and sisters, by the powerful intercession of Our Lady, let us ask special grace today that all of us, at the end of our life, we could make ours the word of St. Paul. I fought the good fight. I finished the race. I kept the faith.